There's music in the air when the infant morn is nigh, and faint its blush is seen on the bright and laughing sky.
Down our way, a little town where folks get lots of joy out of living, with their old-fashioned singing and friendly get-togethers. They're folks just like your neighbors, and they like the simple ways of having fun. The leader of the town's singing group is Eli Jenkins, and besides being a musician of sorts, he doubles as grocer and sheriff. Eli's as agreeable and even-tempered as they come, but at the moment he's finding his duties as grocer just a little exasperating.
You know, my regular closing time is 5:30. And if I'm a fair judge of time, that there clock up on the wall stopped chiming 5:30 about 6 or 7 minutes ago.
Eli, ain't you ready to lock up and get washed up for supper?
In a minute, Ma. I still got a couple of customers, and they can't make up the important decision about what to buy.
Well, I'll try to keep things hot.
I'll be up in a jiffy. Now, have you made up your minds?
Well, 'cause I'm a boy, I can't tell you what I want till she tells you what she wants. And she won't make up her mind.
I'm trying.
Look, kids, there ain't but 6 brands of penny candy on the counter, so just tell me what you want and we'll be done with it.
There are 6 brands, but Stinky's only got 5 cents. Don't know why he couldn't have had 6 cents.
I was trying to be nice to you and buy you some candy. And then you go wishing I had 6 cents. Gee, Mr. Jenkins, are the big girls like Bessie here always wanting something you ain't got?
Yeah, if you never get it worse than Bessie's giving it to you now, you ought to consider yourself lucky. It don't matter what you got, Stinky. A woman will always wish you had more of it.
Gee, maybe I better not grow up. Come on, Bessie, pick out what you want.
I just about picked out the pink one on the end.
1 pink chew.
You can have 3 of them, Bessie, and I'll take 2.
If you don't let me have 4, I won't let you walk home with me.
Ah, Bessie.
I want 4.
Yeah, you may as well give in, Stinky. You'll have to anyway, and my supper's getting cold.
Oh, all right. Go ahead and have all the old candy. I don't even want to walk you home.
I don't care if you never walk me home. I'm going by Miss Haskins' house and watch him load stuff. She said I could.
Oh, what's the fun of seeing them load stuff in a movie truck?
So old Miss Haskins is finally moving over to Shelby Junction, is she?
Yes, and I know something you don't know, Mr. Jenkins. Miss Haskins says not to tell you.
Yeah, now, if you're trying to get me to ask you what it was you know that I'm not supposed to know, you're just wasting your time.
It's awful good.
It don't matter none. I wouldn't ask you if you... What is it?
Well...
Oh, Bessie, can't you keep a secret?
Nobody'll know I told, and if Miss Haskins finds out, I'll tell her Mr. Jenkins would have beat me if I didn't tell.
Why, you little...
I was just going to tell you that Miss Haskins is going to have the moving truck bring a great big box to your house to store for her. And if you're going to be mean to me, I won't tell you.
Well, don't. How big a box?
Oh, a great big...
Bigger than that.
If you give me an extra chew, I'll tell you what's in the box.
Oh, I don't care what's in the box, and if you don't hurry up and get out of my store...
I'm going.
Eli, are you coming now?
Yeah, I'm coming, and you better nail down the silverware, because I'm mad enough to take a bite out in it. The very idea old Miss Haskins thinks she can clutter up our house with the junk she don't want. I wonder what is in the box.
In little towns where everybody knows everybody else, things are sometimes taken for granted. And that seems to be what's happening right now. Miss Haskins is assuming that she can store a great big box at Eli's. And to say that Eli's unhappy about it is using a mighty little word for his state of mind.
I think that old maid is going to get rid of all her unwanted junk before she leaves here and dispose of it in our house. If that ain't the dangest thing...
Nothing can be that bad.
Well, I'm the sheriff down our way. I ain't the junk dealer, and if she thinks she can...
Stop fuming and help me dry these dishes. The folks will be arriving any minute, and I won't have them done.
Yeah, all right.
Well, what if she is asking us to store some of her things?
But that's just the point, Jenny. She ain't even asking. She's just having the moving truck stop by and plunk. Here's her stuff. Why, that could be starting something mighty dangerous. What if everybody in town started doing it? Anything that anybody didn't want, just bring it into our house and plunk. We'd be stuck with it. Can you imagine all the things we'd have? Nagging wives, spoiled brats, wedding presents from the in-laws, anything that anybody had and didn't want.
Yes, I know, plunk.
Plunk,
We'd
yeah.
leave it at our house. But you'd better stop your raving before you forget that you're drying my best china. And plunk, it's in the 50,000 pieces all over the floor. Landy Ocean, here they are for singing practice already, and I ain't even washed out the sink yet.
Oh, they'll sing just as well with a greasy sink. Leave it alone.
I'll do nothing of the sort. I just can't.
Oh, hello, Cliff and Alice. Come on in.
Hello, Mr. Jenkins.
How are you?
Well, up to 5:30, I was doing right well, but at 20 minutes to 6, I heard a piece of news that put boxing gloves on my red corpuscles.
I don't pay no attention to Eli. Little Bessie Foster told him a piece of gossip, but there probably ain't a word of truth in it.
Oh, well, that's different.
We're sorry to be a little late, but on the way over we got so engrossed watching a couple of workmen trying to load a big crate onto their truck. It was the biggest thing I've ever seen.
I didn't know Miss Haskins had anything that big in her whole house.
Miss Haskins?
Yes, she's moving, you know.
Well, Jenny, so it's just gossip, huh?
Now, Eli.
So there ain't a word of truth to it, huh?
Alice, can't you do something? Or Cliff, practice your solo.
Of course.
That's another thing. Why can't Ben and Patience be on time? It's all a conspiracy against me, that's what it is. But I won't let it bother me none. I'll just get over there and direct you in your solo. Get out of my way, Brownie. Curled up there right at my feet. You're trying to trip me? There. That's the last straw. My own dog growls at me. Is everybody in on this conspiracy to make my life just
Why don't you sing, Cliff?
Here I go. Skip the introduction, Mrs.
First
Jenkins.
It's Miss Haskins, and then it's Ben and Patience, and now my own dog growls at me.
Sometimes between long shadows on the grass, the little truant waves of sunlight pass. My eyes grow dim with tenderness the while, thinking I see thee, thinking I see thee smile. And sometimes in the twilight gloom apart, the tall trees whisper heart to heart. From my fond lips the eager answers fall, thinking I hear thee, thinking I hear thee call.
Feel better now, Mr. Jenkins?
Yeah, tarnation, I don't mean to get in a stew.
Well, I don't know quite what it was about, but I'm glad it's over now. I wonder where Ben and Patience can be.
Oh, I guess they'll be along in a minute. I overheard Miss Haskins say that she had called on Ben for some advice about where to store some of her belongings.
What?
And-
So Ben is at the bottom of all this. Why, if that ain't a...
Did I say something?
Well, you may as well know. Eli's heard that Miss Haskins is going to send that big crate over here for us to store for her, and he's as mad as all get out because she ain't even asked us.
Yeah, since we're doing nothing to prevent this here catastrophe, we may as well prepare for it.
Well, now that's real sensible.
I'll try to make some room for that big crate, and I'll start by cleaning out the attic.
Oh, no, not that. Don't you remember back in 34 when you dragged everything out of there and then you couldn't even get it all back in?
Yeah, I'll climb up there and throw the things down the parlor and Cliff, and then you and Alice sort it and put it in two piles. The discard and the retard. That don't sound right.
What about retain?
Yeah, that's it. Discard and retain. You see how quick I can clean out this attic, Ma? Got to put a little oil on that hinge.
You said that back in 34, too.
Push that table out to the center of the room so as I can toss things down, Ma.
Here, I'll do it.
First thing coming up, one pair of golf knickers. To be put in the retain pile.
Pa, your Aunt Minnie gave us those 22 years ago, and in all that time you ain't even owned a golf club.
Well, Aunt Minnie might give us a golf club someday, and if I'd given the knickers away, then where'd I be? No, can't take no chances, Ma. Hey, here's something else, a broken saw. I better hand this to you, Cliff.
Shall we discard this? You can't saw any wood with it this way.
Oh, never did saw wood with it. I played it, a musical saw.
But now it's broken in half.
I can play half tones on it.
You may as well give up, Cliff.
And here's something that's important. A junior-sized sleeping bag, practically new condition.
That ain't been used since our boy was 10.
Hey, here's a whole heap of stuff.
Careful, Eli.
Anything for the discard pile yet?
That's a foolish question if I ever heard one.
Hey, here's a rake with a handle busted and an electric fan without no blade.
That must be Ben and Patience now. Well, you two been out spooning in the moonlight?
Wish we had.
You know that ain't true. Gee, Husavitz, what's going on in what used to be your parlor?
Howdy, Patience. I ain't speaking to you, Ben. It's all your fault that I'm having to clean out this attic.
I may have done a lot of bad things in my life, but I ain't knowingly responsible for anything like this mess.
Here's an old gasoline stove, Cliff. Don't look so good since it exploded, but maybe I can solder the pieces back together someday. Here's the tennis racket. The tennis racket here, it ain't got no strings and the frame's split, but it looks kind of athletic having it around.
In case you don't know, Ben, this empty spot on the carpet is where the discard pile would be if there were anything to discard.
Since you've come down for to get your breath, Eli, why don't we do a little practicing?
I just come down to tell Ben what I think of him for suggesting to Miss Haskins that she can store all her junk at my house when she moves.
Excuse me, folks. I got to take my white pill.
Yeah, come on back here and face the music like a man.
Oh, please, let's get to singing.
I have to clean out my attic because of him.
Hey, you ought to be thanking me for prompting you to get rid of some of your junk.
Now hold everything, folks. We ain't singing together.
Well, I thought we were together.
No, now, come on. Let's start again. Let's all get started right together now. Everybody.
Believe me for those endearing young charms which I gave them so fondly today. Words which change by tomorrow and feed in my arms like fairy gifts fading away. Thou would still be adored as this moment comes. Let thy loveliness fade as it will, and around the dear ruin each wish of my heart would entwine itself perfectly still. It is the wild beauty and youth of thine own, and thy cheeks unprofaned by a tear, that the fervor and faith of a soul can belong, to which time will not make them more dear. Though the heart that has truly loved never forgets, but as truly loves on to the close. As the sunflower turns on her god when he sets, thus is the moon which she turned when he rose.
That's us. That's us.
I'll answer it. Hello? Oh, it's you, Miss Haskins. Yes, we heard you was moving. What's that?
Tell her we ain't got no room to store nothing.
But I can't be impolite to her. What's that, Miss Haskins? Well, I reckon we could oblige you if it means that much.
But, Ma...
And you say Ben knows how large the crate will be?
Don't matter how big it is. I can't throw away valuables from my attic just to make room for her junk.
You calls this stuff valuable?
Goodbye, Miss Haskins. She talked so sweet, Pa, saying how much she appreciates all the little things we done for her.
And she wants us to keep on doing them. Is that it?
She said Ben saw the crate and suggested that we'd be the ones to keep it for her.
Well, Ben Potts, what do you got to say now?
I think I better take more pills.
Tarnation and thunderation.
Eli, stop fussing, and let's make a place for it.
What about letting me help you?
All right.
Are you throwing all this stuff away, Eli?
Don't you know him better than that, Patience?
Here's a crank from a Model T and some isinglass curtains off an old touring car.
By golly, I didn't know where them things was.
Yes, we sure needed him a lot.
Bet you can't guess what I found up here, Jenny. Your old love letters to me.
Oh, Eli, stop such talk and try to get something done.
I'm going in the back part of the attic now.
I may as well start hauling this stuff back up. Mr. Jenkins doesn't want to part with any of it.
You suppose that's the man with the crate already?
I heard a truck outside.
Yes?
Hello, Mrs. Jenkins.
Oh, hello, Joe. What can I do for you?
I didn't know when I agreed to move this crate that you wanted it upstairs.
My stars, look at what's on that truck.
Maybe I could go out and help him.
Mr. Jenkins is certainly going to be surprised when he sees this.
Just leave him be. He's up there reading over Jenny's old love letters.
Have you got the dolly secured, Jim?
I tightened up all those ropes.
You'd better go and help, too, Ben.
My, I hope they don't drop it.
Looks like they'll make it this time.
Easy now.
Oh, sure ain't room to put anything else in this room, is there, Miss Jenkins?
Oh, all this belongs in the attic. We just brought it down for the night.
Well, I hope it has a nice time.
Mr. Jenkins was cleaning out the attic so they could store this crate up there.
Are you kidding? I wouldn't haul this crate another 10 feet if my own mother was begging me to.
Besides, old lady Haskins said to bust the crate open here in the parlor.
In the parlor? What in the world?
Why don't you just let the man do as he's told, Jenny?
Something tells me you know more about this than you're letting on, Ben. Well, what will Eli say?
Can't you stop worrying until they get the crate busted open, Jenny?
Hey, help me over here, Joe.
There we are.
My stars, do you see what I see?
Ben. Oh, Ben.
Why, it's a
I guess
piano.
we better get going, Joe.
Miss Haskins asked me if we could use one in our practicing, and I thought it'd be nice to surprise Eli with.
Good night, everybody.
Oh, Ben, he'll be so pleased. To think Miss Haskins would do this.
I'll go call him.
No, wait. I have an idea. Let's start practicing our duet. You play the piano, Alice, and let's see his face when he hears it.
Oh, that's a grand idea. Play good and loud, Alice. To think, a piano in our parlor. Why, it's what Eli's wanted for years.
We never miss the sunshine until the shadows
What
fall.
incarnation am I hearing? Is that a piano?
Eli,
What's
come
going
and
on?
look. Come and look.
Hey, well, if you'd have held your tater trap instead of getting so riled up, this was what was inside the crate.
You mean this is what we're to store?
That's right, Eli. Ain't it grand?
Well, what do you think of that? Go ahead and play some more, Alice. It's got the prettiest tone, and you and Cliff sing.
We never miss the sunshine until the shadows fall. We ne'er regret the bitter words till past beyond recall. We never miss the laughter until the eyes are wet. We never miss the happiness till love's bright sun has set. We never miss the singing until the birds have flown. We never miss the blossoms until the spring has gone. We never miss the joyous dress till sorrow bids us wake. We never know we have a heart till it begins to break.
ain't that the nicest thing? Now we got a piano to practice with. Hey, Ben, did you know what was in that crate all along? Was you doing me a good turn, or was it accidental?
Of course he knew, Eli.
And now we gotta get busy and get this parlor straightened up. Will you help me carry the stuff back in the attic, Cliff?
Aren't you going to discard any of this?
Well, seems like it's all mighty valuable.
I'm on your side, Eli. Why, I got every love letter that was ever writ to me.
And that don't fill no trunk.
I once writ a poem about souvenirs. Would you like to hear it if I can remember it?
Don't strain yourself, non-patience.
Well, if you insist, I never throw away keepsakes. I love each souvenir of mine, though tears stay now and worn, they still to me are dear. But when I look into a mirror hanging on a wall, I see the years have made of me the oldest relic of them all.
Now ain't that nice?
I don't rightly know how all this come out of that little attic. It just didn't fit back in proper.
Did you finish with your attic?
Yeah, I held the stuff in while Cliff slammed the door. It's all done, but I'm not looking forward to going back up there.
You mean I don't even dare open that door now?
Not unless you jump back quick, Jenny. Come on now, folks. Let's finish our practicing. Give us a chord, Jenny. All right, all together now.
I need thee every hour, most gracious Lord. No tender voice like thine can peace afford. I need thee, oh, I need thee. Every hour I need thee. Oh, bless me now, my Savior. I come to thee.
All right, Alice, you take the next verse.
I need thee every hour. Stay thou near my temptations lose their power when thou art nigh. I need thee, oh, I need thee. Every hour I need thee. Oh, bless me now, my Savior. I come
You know, all the time we was singing, I was thinking of Miss Haskins and how nice it was of her to send us that piano. You suppose she's asleep yet? I'd like to call her up.
Oh, it's early yet.
Hello? Central. Ring Minnie Haskins, please.
It's going to be so nice to have a piano. It's a little one like yours, ain't it, Cliff?
Yes, but it didn't look so little when those poor moving men were hauling it upstairs.
Hello, Miss Haskins. This is Eli Jenkins. I just called to thank you for loaning us your piano. I can't tell you how much we're going to enjoy it. Yeah, it looks grand here in our parlor alongside the organ. I just wish there was something we could do to return the favor. Sure, anything, huh? Sure. Yes, Miss Haskins. Huh? Oh, we'll be glad to. Yeah, thanks again for the piano. Bye.
Is there something we can do for her, Eli?
Yeah.
What is it? Where are you going?
Out of my way. I'm going upstairs to clean out that attic. She asked if she could store a lot of her stuff here.
You see how things turn out? It seems like the job you dread so much, you eventually have to do anyway. But it's a good thing you can do it with a smile, Eli. I'll come up and help you.
All right, Jenny. Just stand back and I'll open the door.
There's music in the air. There's music in the air when the infant morn is nigh, and faint its blushes seen on the bright and laughing sky.
We'll say goodbye to the folks down our way once again. There's nothing they like more than these gatherings of singing and visiting. And there's nothing we like more than to share them. They'll be gathered again for more singing practice, so come along to Eli Jenkins' parlor and join in the fun. Down Our Way, written by Shirley Thomas and produced by Walter White, Jr., is a Commodore production.